Hi, this is John L. Sullivan back again, talking about my book, UDL Technology. I'm live in Mom's Diner, if you see the sign, late at night. And this is Chapter 5, Presentations and Representations of Information. One of the most universal things to learn with technology is different types of presentations. It's one of the fastest ways to implement technology. It's also universal, where it crosses over so many different subject areas and curriculums, where you could use a presentation either where the teacher makes a presentation, shows the class, or if you're facilitating hands-on project-oriented learning, you could have students make a presentation. And the advantage is that students can find something they're good at. When I used to teach PowerPoint, students would, put in a video, where they put in pictures. Other students might focus more on text. I had other students who want to focus on the sounds and some of the bells and whistles of PowerPoint, which was fine because it's a computer class. But the point is that each student can find a different way in which they can meet the goal that you have for your class, whatever you're trying to teach. And everybody can find something that they're good at, and they could use that strength to help meet that goal, that standard that you've set for them. So there's a number of different presentations that I recommend. Prezi is becoming the most popular one right now. Prezi is really cool because you don't have to go in order. Sometimes it's an advantage, sometimes it's not an advantage if you don't have to go in order your slides. It's very dynamic. You can put in pictures, you can put in text, you can put in videos. A lot of people like it. The negative is it moves around a lot, so some people don't like that. Powtown is a really interesting one because it's really like you make a video. It's like almost like an animation that you make into a video. It's almost like a cartoon. And it's really great, but it works a lot like a presentation. So it's simple enough to be in presentation, but it kind of can look like a video too. That's what I'm finding that students are gravitating towards right now. Clogs is another one. It's a very good alternative to Prezi. It's very dynamic. You can put in different types of pictures and text and videos and things like that, similar to Prezi. Just the layout's a little bit different. eMaze is one I like because if you know PowerPoint, you should be able to use eMaze. It's free. It's simple. It gets the job done, but it's time equitable is a big thing about it. In other words, you don't have to put in a lot of time to learn how to do it. If you know how to do, say, a PowerPoint, you should have no problem using eMaze. And it's online, so you can use it across devices. You just have to sign up for it, and that's fairly simple to do. There's another one here. This is called Stick Around. This is an app, actually, for the iPad. This one, I almost don't know what category to put it in. You make interactive games. If you work with students and you're doing project-oriented hands-on learning and you have iPads, this is a really great app to get because they can make hands-on games, and then you can have other people come and play the games, like very simple games, but you could have each student make a game, or students work in small groups make a game, and then you have the students go and play each other's games and really have an interesting way of learning and creating a finished product, really learning in a very different way. The app is absolutely brilliant. I really like it. The only thing is it's obviously time consuming if they're going to make some of these games. Even though I don't think they're overly complex, but the app is really geared towards someone who has a set of iPads, who's a very techie teacher. That would be a very good app to try. There are other ones. There's Adobe Voice. There's one. You can record your voice over a picture. Fairly simple, but very effective. Infographics. These are combining like pictures and words. It's something that's been around for a while. Some people have never used it. It's something different you could try. Keynote comes with, if you have iPads, it comes for free. It's also on the Mac. It's kind of like the Mac's version of PowerPoint, except a lot of people like it better. Then obviously there's PowerPoint. You can use PowerPoint online, and if you have an email account through Outlook, or if your school has Microsoft-based email accounts, you can get PowerPoint for free. And obviously Google Slides, if you're a Google school, you want to use Google Slides. But if not, I find that most teenagers these days have a Gmail account. And there's a few others that I've listed here as well. Presentation for the younger grades. People don't think about making presentation for the younger grades, but they are presentation apps that are so simple that very young children can use, and they're very intuitive, and The young kids, you'd be surprised how quickly they pick up on these things. So there's a few here. Sock Puppets is one that is really good that I've used before. They're sock puppets and they talk to each other, and they talk in like a cartoon voice. So you talk kind of regular voice and just distorts it a little bit to make it sound like a cartoon. I used it one time with a foreign language class. They would speak in the foreign language, and then the sock puppets would talk back in that same foreign language, but with a cartoon sounding voice. It was a really cool lesson. Tell a story. The first one up here, you make a, it's almost like a TV show, like a video. Very, very cool app. Gets great reviews. Puppet Pals is very similar to Sock Puppets, a little bit more complicated. Feltboard's it's very simple to use, but effective, but it's different. That's one of the things I like about it, and it's very intuitive for young children to use, like if you're using it with, kindergarten or really young age. Toontastic's a really good one. A lot of features on that you might like as well. And those are the different apps that I like for presentations for the younger students. Word processing templates. This is something that's often overlooked. We don't always have to reinvent the wheel. You can find free templates either if you're a Google school, they have templates for Google Documents, or if you use Microsoft Word, whether it's the online version that you might be using for free or you're the paid version. There's a bunch of templates. Some are already there, and others you can download for free, and you can have them make a newsletter or a brochure or a poster. And if you look through the templates, there's actually more suggestions that, you could have them make a greeting card or something. But the idea is that you could teach something and have them do writing and put in pictures and text and use a little bit of color and design and layout, so that it's something that where they're presenting information, but they have the ability to put in text and graphics and layout and design and have other features other than just the information, and it makes it more hands-on, project-oriented learning. This is really great for it. And it gives you another type of project you could do with your students that's engaging. So those are the templates for word processing programs that I recommend. Video editing. It is one of the greatest mediums ever to work with. And video editing used to be something that was considered to be very complicated and very time-consuming, where the average person really didn't want to do it. That you could learn it. The very techie teacher could learn it. But the average person, you'd invest a lot of time, and a lot of the earlier programs were buggy. A lot of that's gone away. Video editing has become the everyman's thing, and it's simple and it's streamlined, and a lot of the problems in the past are gone. Not everyone, but it's come a long distance where now every person, even if you're not super techy, can do video editing. It's becoming much simpler. And the number one site that I recommend, it's web-based. It's called WeVideo, and the reason I like it is you don't have to install the software. It's web-based. You don't have to worry about file formats. It puts it right up on its site. And it doesn't go on to YouTube. Like YouTube, people are worried sometimes anybody could search it and find your video. WeVideo, you have to really share out the link. So I'm not saying it's private because it's on the web, but it's not really out there for everybody to search and find, which I find is an advantage. And you don't have to worry about file format problems because you share a link. Which is really great, and it's web-based, so you don't have to load it. So that's really the best one, and it's simple. The interface is very simple, that somebody who isn't very techy can learn how to use it very quickly. So it's very time equitable. It's the one that I use and recommend the most. Majesto is another very good one. It's web-based, and there's also an app. iMovie is really good if you want to do something that's a little bit more complicated, if you wanted more than just what's basic. Sometimes iMovie is good. The thing with iMovie is you can either AirPlay it from your iPad after you're done using it, or you can put it on YouTube if you're comfortable putting it on YouTube. And you can put it on Vimeo or other services like that, but you really have to have a place where you're going to put it on the web after you edit it. And it's fairly simple compared to most video editing programs, but it's much more complicated than, say, a WeVideo. So you get more, but you have to put in more. Most people are going to want to use the WeVideo or maybe Majesto, but iMovie is for someone who needs a little bit more input in their videos. It's a good choice. YouTube editor is another very good one. You upload it to YouTube, but it's really designed kind of like you upload it to YouTube. You put a little bit of text in, maybe cut the ends off, and that's it. It's very simple. And I list a couple others as well that are very good. One Button Studio, it's simple. You push a button and it works. And there's 2 or 3 others. Videolicious is a good one because it's a template. Yes Video, it gets really good reviews, another good one. Montage, very good. But what's happening now is with the social media, people take these short videos, they type some text on it, they hit a button, boom, it's right up on the web. And that's really what people expect these days. People aren't downloading these programs, sitting on their PC for hours manipulating video, which is the way it used to be. And it used to be more of a high-end thing, and you had to get a computer and that had all this memory and space and everything. And now you take out your smartphone or your tablet and you take a 30-second clip and hit a button, it's on the web. So it's really come a long way. So doing project-oriented learning with your students and allowing them to use video, assuming you have the devices for them to do, is a really great thing. One of the things I did like about the WeVideo or other online service, WeVideo, they could actually use webcams on laptops. If you have, say, laptops, say, in your library, or if they have iPads, they could use the camera on the iPads. But sitting down with the laptop and you can edit it and take a picture of yourself talking and edit that in, that is just a huge feature that a lot of people find to be very helpful. So video editing, highly recommend using it with a class. Video editing for teachers, these are ones you probably less commonly use. If you want to cut out like a clip out of like a 40-minute video, Edpuzzle or Zaption, that's what they're designed for. You use them for a very specific purpose. If you're presenting a video and you want to take a longer video and cut out a section so they only see a shorter video, and then type in some questions to adapt it to what you're doing in your curriculum to help facilitate the learning process, it's a good thing to try. Not for everybody, but if that fits the niche you're doing, it's certainly a good idea. There's videos for coaches. I found some of the more popular or common ones where you take video of an athlete and annotate it or slow it down, do basic things to it, and some of them have paid services attached to it. Most of them have usually some free stuff, and if you want it more, then you have to pay for it. So recording sound. Recording sound is another one that people overlook. It's something that is fairly simple to do. Voice Record Pro is the one I use, but there are many others, and they're free, and they record. Voice Record Pro, you can record your voice and then email it to yourself, or you could upload it to, obviously, Dropbox or Google Drive or something like that. But say if you wanted audio in a PowerPoint, you could record it for this free, very simple app, and then you would have it. Obviously, there's a lot more things you could do with audio. Someone could give a speech. There's a whole, obviously you could use it for video. We don't want to get too complicated, but it's very simple to do and to use. So if someone wants to try it, there's certainly a lot of options out there. Most of them are simple and free. There's one there, this Dictate and Connect, which is a paid app, and it costs more, but it has a bunch more features. If you were going to record things on a regular basis, like for instance, for an administrator who's had to record meetings for whatever reason, that might be one to consider. But the free ones, for most people, that's what they use and what they're very happy with. So highly recommend audio recording, because like I say, programs like Voice Record Pro records sound and then puts that sound in MP3 format. You hit a button and email it to yourself. It's wonderful. So that's chapter 5. My name is John L. Sullivan. Thank you for listening about UDL technology. Thank you.